thanks everyone for coming to learn and talk about community. And at least for my 15 minutes, I suspect it's going to be a little bit conversational. So we don't have mics for Q&A in the room, but hopefully I will take some questions as they come up. And I'd like to have a bit of a conversation. And I really cleverly scheduled myself for a session right after I was on the big stage. So I'm still a little excited from that. So I'm Rosemary TG, and my role at FileMaker has evolved over the last 13 years that I've been at FileMaker. I spent my first 11 years in the sales field as a systems engineer and later a consulting engineer, working closely with partners and customers to overcome technical challenges. In the last 2.5 years, I've been on the marketing team where I lead the FileMaker community from a strategy and vision standpoint. And for DevCon, I coordinate all the speakers. So I make the call for proposals, I accept all the proposals, I organize and run the speaker selection process. And then I spend from about February until DevCon keeping all the speakers on track, making sure they have the resources they need, that their slides get reviewed from a technical and editorial standpoint, and then getting them published up to the community at DevCon. And then I also have a lot of other responsibilities here at DevCon. So I promise I will get speaker updates up maybe a little bit tomorrow, but probably expect those early next week. And when I'm not working for FileMaker, I'm a fiber artist. I've been knitting pretty much my whole life. I spin yarn, I weave, I do other things. I make things, I cook, I have cats. I have no children of my own, but I have several nieces and nephews that I spend as much time as I can with, even though they live far away from me. The other thing is I recently relocated from California back to the East Coast because my husband needed to move back to Boston. So we moved back to his childhood home outside Boston. And it's been really nice to be back on the coast, living on the lake. And so I'm going to talk about the FileMaker community roadmap, and I haven't had time to make slides, so this is going to be mostly me talking without a lot of visuals. And I shared the roadmap in quite a lot of detail in the keynote last year at DevCon and also in a session last year. And so what I want to do is update that roadmap because I laid out a vision for what we were going to do to activate and engage developers, and then we pretty much did none of that last year. And that's because as of DevCon last year, we were planning to kind of roll out those programs through the second half of the calendar year and then make a move to a new technology platform. And things changed, and right after DevCon, the powers that be decided that we should do the technology change first. And so we spent last fall planning that massive project, and then this winter and spring implementing that technology change. And that technology change was really a requirement for us to fully realize our long-term vision for the community. So that's where we are now, and we are continuing to invest in the technology platform. Currently, we've just finished a project that was addressing some of the really critical low-hanging fruit that people were complaining about. And now we're doing some of the deeper things. So actually, we're working on search results. So this is a sneak peek we have a new search utility we're putting in place, and this is our development environment. So the data is kind of random and old because it's whatever we migrated. It's not current live community data, but it gives you a sense of what we're looking at and what we're doing. You know, we'll have sort controls, and we'll be able to filter by facets on the left. And this is kind of the stock out-of-the-box configuration, but this is what we're working on, and hopefully we'll see that in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'm just going to go back there. And so from a program standpoint, my first goal for the community has always been to make the online community feel like DevCon. The warmth, the connections, the selfless assistance that people will meet up in hallways at DevCon and just say, hey, I know how to solve that problem. So that's what I'm trying to get to. And I hear from people all the time that the community, there's all these complainers on the community. And my request, my call to action for everybody at DevCon this year is participate when you have time. You know, the only way we're going to change the tone on the community is through leading by example. Moderation can only go so far. What is much more effective is community members modeling the behavior that you want to see and politely calling out the people who are going into those one-upsmanship conversations or asking the same thing repeatedly or making the same complaint repeatedly. So that's my ask. Please come participate. And from a programmatic standpoint, we are planning this year to invest significantly in supporting the community in providing resources. So out of the gate, what you'll see probably for the next 4 or 5 months, as we roll out DevCon videos, I'm going to be asking the DevCon speakers to come into the community and lead a conversation about whatever it is they talked about at DevCon. So we'll have kind of an ask me anything. We might try to do some webinars, and we'll have some blog posts on the new FileMaker blog. So that's step 1. And then step 2 is we're looking at ways to bring back the collaboration that we had with documents on the old platform, where many members could contribute to a wiki-like article, you know, like we have, I think someone called out the API wrappers example in one of the sessions I overheard yesterday. So we're working toward that as well, but that's a bigger technology investment because we have to figure out how to do that because it's something that's not natively available on the new platform. We're also looking at newsletters, if I can get the resources to hire a writer for that. But I just want to assure everybody, we do have a vision and we are working toward it. And I'll be working closely with Srini and his team and Andrew and his team and the marketplace team to figure out how we bring all of those initiatives together under the community umbrella. So that's what I've got. Does anyone have questions since I still have about 5 minutes left? Yes.
So the problem that I have is I do a lot of searching through Google, like probably everyone does. And like right here, I just pulled up a search and I specifically looked for community.FileMaker.com. And I have 3 links. 2 links are bad and 1 link is good.
All right.
So I go through this a lot. If you guys just took your page.com and actually made it a 404 page, Google would probably know, hey, this isn't there anymore. Or just when you're starting out, to say, old links, old links.
Yeah. So the question is really, is search from Google to the community is really bad right now. And there's a few problems we had with that. So the first is because in both old platform and new platform, we don't own the domain community.filemaker.com. It's hosted. So that traffic never comes into our systems for redirecting pages. And so that we do control the page not found, and it is sending back 404. It's just not always, yeah. So it's round trip. And the bigger challenge is we moved over 100,000 discrete resources between threads and documents and articles and everything. And the limit of the number of things we can redirect is very, very small as a proportion. So we put in 301 redirects for everything that we could. We maxed out that capacity. We do have a database of old links to new links. We're not going to make it public, but the support team and I are always happy to say if there's a thread in the community, if you post in that thread saying, I am looking for this resource, we will get back to you with where it is now.
We can just take the information that's on Google and put it in community and search for it, and you'll find the document. But
Yeah.
very frustrating.
No, I agree that it's very frustrating, and we are working, and we're working with our search engine, with our web team, our SEO staff, to get Google to more rapidly index what's there. And it is slowly, the indexing is slowly catching up. Yeah.
So just thinking about what was announced this week with Virus and new products that are joining the family, I guess I should say now. How will that fit into the roadmap? Will they be rolled into the existing community? Will they have communities of their own?
Okay.
And although it's not specific to the community, my question also extends to the certification.
Okay, so the question is, how are we going to roll everything new that was announced this week into the community? So a few things. So one part of the search release that's going to be coming soon is we're also re-architecting the topic tree, and I'm re-architecting that topic tree with an eye to rolling in the new products. So what we're going to have is a top-level topic for the FileMaker platform. We'll have another one eventually for Claris Connect, and then kind of everything will flow under that. So the people who want to know about FileMaker, we will have one FileMaker platform topic, and everything will roll up under that instead of having things scattered across create, share, integrate, and then all the product names. So that's coming soon. And as far as certification, I don't know. I know we're figuring out what that's going to look like, but I don't have an answer on certification yet.
That's fine. Thank you.
Anything else? I have one more minute. Yes, Chris.
Are you going to do anything more with authoring tools? I know Honey tried to put up a list of machine learning examples and just make the basic tables is impossible. And so
Yep.
are you going to do any formatting or code snippets or any ability?
Question is, how do we make authoring in the community better? Because we had great rich text editor on the old platform. That's something we're constrained by what's available in the platform. And I know that is on their roadmap, but I don't know where it is. And we're investigating options there. I don't know. I can't make any promises as to what it will be and when, though. All right. Thanks, everyone.